Bam! Hey guys, welcome to Hard Advice, where we track, follow, listen to, and tell the stories of people who actually executed on hard advice, and we try to do the same every single day. All right, so welcome to the first episode of Hard Advice. First episode, we're gonna start with a clip from Gary Vaynerchuk, and if you don't know who that is, he is a marketer and the CEO of VaynerMedia, an extremely interesting guy that took his dad's wine shop from $2 million to $60 million in under 10 years, and also went on to start the marketing company called VaynerMedia with over 600 employees at the moment. And his dream is to one day buy the New York Jets. Super interesting guy, and you need to check him out if you don't know who it is. Anyway, in this clip, he talks to, I guess, might be one of his employees or just some young person who needs advice. And this is super short, but he says something that really caught my eye. Listen to this.
I think the biggest thing is wrapping your head around like doing it your way and just blocking out everything else and creating a life where you don't need the finances to the biggest reason people lock themselves in is they get into a place where their lifestyle requires a certain amount of income, which they can't then get somewhere else by leaving the thing they're doing. My big thing is to go the reverse. Like really live humbly in your 20s to allow you to do all those things, because then it may unlock the love of your life creatively and career-wise, which then will always lead to your biggest economic opportunity or just life opportunity. Even if the max of the economics is 80,000, nobody at 90 years old wished they made more money. They all just wish they were happier.
Boom! There you go. Nobody at 90 years old wished that they made more money. They just wish they were happier. And I think that this is such a huge point. And I thought it was phenomenal. So like mic dropped there by the very extremely astute entrepreneur, Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah, so what I really loved about this point is that you have to begin with the end in mind. So if you want something, instead of trying to take all these shortcuts and all this stuff to get something that you think will get you happiness, you can do what actually makes you happy right away. Cut to the chase instead of saying, hey, I have to chase this thing that society is telling me to make me happy, whether that's 140 grand a year or 2 million a year or whatever that amount you think it is. What is it that you're gonna go do with that money that you cannot do now? That's what you have to figure out. What is it that will actually make you happy, and go straight to it. Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, calls this beginning with the end in mind. That's one of his big habits, one of the 7 habits in that book. And I'm always taking that with me. So, whatever I'm doing, I'm beginning with the end in mind. Is this taking me straight to my end, or is this just a goal? Is this a goal I'm trying to do, just for the meanwhile, or for somebody else, or what society is telling me is the good way to go, or I'm doing it to impress somebody else, So it doesn't matter, about whatever pressure that people are putting on you, monetary or whatever. Do what makes you happy. And also, this ties very big into what Gary talks about, which is self-awareness. Be aware of what you want. What do you actually want after all the distractions and all the influences from other people around you? So go straight for what you want. I think this is absolutely huge, and if you can do this in your life, all more power to you. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, the owner and founder of Amazon.com. You probably know who that is. That entrepreneur, he actually calls it the regret minimization framework. All right, let me say that again. He calls it the regret minimization framework. So when Jeff was working for one of the fastest growing hedge funds out there, and he was, making a lot of money, he made a decision to actually quit that job and start Amazon. And he made that based on the regret minimization framework. Basically, at the end of his life, would he regret taking this chance? whether it succeeded or not. So that's just the question that you got to ask yourself. If you're standing on the edge right now and you don't know where to go, begin with the end in mind. When you leave this planet, what would have been important for you to have finished? What's important to you in your heart, personally. So go for that. It's not easy, but going the other way won't be easy either, right? So that was it. That was all I had for this podcast. This is hard advice, and it's not always easy. That's why we call it hard advice. So all right. So I hope to see you guys next week for another episode of Hard Advice. Peace.